mentioned earlier, I did come on the WOW forum some time back and spoke about the specific initiatives that we developed. So I will not go into the details of each one of these programs. This is just an overview so that it helps you get a fix on what is the cost and what is the impact. Anybody who is interested in this information, of course, at any time can get back to me. There is no secrecy involved, even though it's a Rotary-driven activity. It is meant for the public at large and try to see what is it that we can achieve over a period of time. One small intervention, I know that Hariharan said this and Devanshu also brought it up. So I must share one data which just came to me now. This is an official release by Metro Water. Chennai is expected to face a huge deficit of 713 million liters per day, as the demand is projected at 2248 MLD and supply estimated at 1535 MLD in 2026. These are projected figures for 2026. And they admit that there will be a shortage of 713 million liters. You know why the reasons are. Leakage obviously is one. Whole lot of things that need to be done are not happening because things that go on at the government level, they've got their limitations. So moving on to this, these are just itemized action plans under each heading. The first one is awareness. I shared with you all the poster which we've created. It's just 16 steps of how to save water. Each one of them are very simple things. We all know it, but we don't do it in our daily lives. So when I say, and each poster costs, it can be printed centrally because we've got a printer who's got the artwork ready. At 10, I'm so sorry, this screen's gone wonky. I'll have to share this again. So the first step is just posters. Now here, it's of course a notional value here, a perceived value, but a very, very modest figure because we just assume that let one person see that poster and save 10 liters per day. It's going to be a whole lot more than that. Many people are going to see that poster and the saving is definitely more than 10 liters per day. And that is the figure that you see where we have done 1,000 posters and arrived at the figure of 36 lakhs. We will definitely do 3,000 more, which is why this goal, well, it's only a few months since water mission started. So before the end of the year, which is June 30th, we can now be predicting this 100 lakhs, 1 crore liters of water with just posters. Second step is aerators. Now, this is by far the biggest runaway success that we've had in saving and conserving water. For a meager cost, now these are the costs, special pricing we've got from Neopearl, which is less than half in some cases or 50–60% less than the market price. So 37 include your courier costs at 40, 20 and 140 rupees if you take the old taps or the metal ones which cost about 140. The saving here has been worked out at just 6 liters per aerator per minute. Again, I've seen up to 10, 12 liters per minute. Okay. And this has been considered usage of a tap for 15 minutes. A sink tap, for example, runs for 1 hour, 2 hours, depending on the amount of usage right through the day in terms of cleaning utensils and washing and everything that happens. So a very, very modest estimate. This itself comes to 34 crores that we have achieved so far, which is 90% of what we've done overall. And we know that we will do, and 10,000 is as of 31st of Jan. We know we will achieve at least 30,000 aerators through the spread that we have. And that's where we have this 100 crore liters coming just out of simple mechanism of installing aerators in every single tap. It can be in any office, residence, commercial building, hotel, hospital, any tap. Rainwater harnessing, not harvesting. Harnessing is about 60 days that it rains in Chennai, capturing the rainfall and taking it to your underground sump after cleaning the water. The muddy water, which is your first flush, goes into the ground like usual. But the good clean water through a little, there's a little vortex that is created with this rainy filter. The good clean water is piped to your underground sump. We've done just 8 so far. And we're doubling that to show, sorry, instead of 8 lakh liters, 16 lakhs. Again, this potential to do is a lot more. It's not been a real focus area and the thrust has not been huge. Recharge wells. Now, this is something we've just done November, December, Jan. We've had so much of rains, we really couldn't do it because the water table rose. The idea is these recharge wells. Let me just share another image. Right. Now, this is the current initiative which we're launching right now as we speak. It's on now, where we dig 15 feet into the ground, not the notional 5-6 feet, because that is where you enter the sandy strata and the water percolates into the low level aquifer and fills up the water table comes up. We're doing this with Rain Center. Shekhar Raghavan is of immense help here, and there's a set of contractors who are ready. Wipro's come up with a sponsorship to do this on the roads. Now that's a campaign we've launched down. We want to do 40 in March, and the drive is on. What is applicable to clubs? It's open to WOW Forum. Anybody who'd like to do it on the roads, where the water table is at least 15 feet, welcome. The same subsidy will be available to you also. Instead of 26,000 rupees, it'll cost you just 15,000 rupees to do it on the roads. Criteria is number one, water table as low as 15 feet, low-lying areas, because that is what will prevent flooding. Of course, cooperation with the local AEs and JEs and all, because there'll be water supply lines, cables and whatnot running through. Without them, we really cannot do this on the roads. Now, getting back to the original statement, wall art, again, awareness, public image, and making sure that there are eyeballs of how to save water. The same thing which is said about posters is now put up on the city walls, 100 feet wall, 150 feet wall. So every pedestrian or cyclist or biker or guy in a car or a bus keeps seeing it, that recall value. I just put the same figure as the posters down here. We haven't done any so far. We couldn't due to the rains, but now we're set to launch this and try to paint. Government says, yes, take our city walls. They're willing to do it because Chennai is all about that. And here we have a public service message. Education. Now, this is an interesting project which has been launched just yesterday. It's called Hydrothon, which we did for the school kids last year. What is launched now is this. It's about educating children and using the kids as a medium to propagate conservation of water. It's not only about solutions, it's about media and communication. It could be art, it could be a campaign, it could be marketing, it could be data gathering. So it's a competition that we've launched for road tractors this time. And of course, adult kids, let's put it that way, because it's 18 to 30 is the age group where they register online. We've got World Talent Economy Forum and Ganesh Incubation and Enterprise Center as our partners here. World Talent Economy Forum, as you see in this little box on the right, is offering scholarship in foreign universities, publication of research papers in international journals, and even support for innovation ideas with financial support as well for truly meritorious children. Otherwise, the competition round is purely open to road tractors and college kids. Harish, who's here with us today, will be spearheading it on behalf of Rotract and getting these people to register. We have a plan where we have an online workshop to guide them and mentor them. And then it leads to the competition round, culminating with World Water Day on March 22nd, where we have a lot more plans. Hariharan's going to be helping me out with a few things on this seminar and the celebration of World Water Day in March. Back to the main statement. Well, education, we believe, including awareness, is as important as just initiatives that we talk about. Sanitation is not about saving water. It's about ensuring that, well, what Devanshu said a little earlier, fecal matter is going into the ground, polluting the water source, and then everybody, that whole community, we give up, Rotary does a lot of toilets for the poor, Swachh Bharat scheme. But the fecal matter pollutes the water source, and then whatever little saving these poor people have is spent on healthcare because of various diseases that come out. Plus, we've got a few experts who have come up with instant solutions on how to build a quick toilet. It just takes a day. It could be just panel walls which are fitted in situ, or rings which are stacked one on top of the other, all pre-made and prefab. Vermification is one of the solutions which one of our experts have got to solve this problem of attacking that fecal matter, decaying it, and making sure it doesn't enter the water source. Alternate sources of energy. This is again an emerging technology which has been around. IIT has been in the forefront. The Incubation Center have launched several companies in this space. The point here is very simple, that AquaGuard or Kent or any of these domestic, the popular ones, 20-liter model weighs at least 50-60 liters of water. And yes, we've heard solutions of people who pipe it to washing machines or throw it on plants, but then it's really not a long-term solution. If there are 100,000 machines, you're talking about 50 liters per day into 100,000 machines. That's a lot of water being wasted. So an air water generator needs no water source. If there's drought, you don't have, it's not like you're deprived of drinking water. No bubble tops, but it extracts water from the air, purifies it, mineralizes it, and gives you clean drinking water without any wastage. Little expensive solution. We've just done 4 so far. We hope to do more. Like I said, it's expensive and it's really not a thrust area for us. It's something that's added on here because of promoting conservation of water. Wastewater reuse, we've not been done much in this space. There's just a notional value here, but a recent analysis showed where institution which was using 30,000 liters per day can save 20,000 liters per day. Their water dependency reduces and they need only 10,000 if they do treatment and reuse, not just for gardening, but also for flushing. The challenge here with retrofitting in an existing installation is the entire pipeline needs to be modified and you need 2 sets of pipe, one for flushing, one for domestic. The WCs on the urinals need to be piped out separately, and the wash basins and shower again get the non-treated water, whatever water source they had in the past. Drop dead. Now, this is a very interesting, I don't know how many of y'all have seen this video which went viral. My friend Ajith from Bombay has been very effective in doing it door to door. We intend to launch it now that this fear of corona is lessened and there is a little more breathing space available, where a plumber will go door to door in a 500 housing colony. He knocks on doors and says, hey, do you have a leaking tap? I'm going to fix it free of cost for you. Of course, it doesn't mean fixing leaking pipelines or changing taps. It's just the O-rings and washers, because people hesitate to change or, repair a leaking tap. You think it's just a drop. But if you measure the volume of the drop, a small drop is at least 20 liters a minute. A big drop is 30 liters a minute. Now, if you do the math for thousands of leaking tap, it's going to be a humongous amount of water. Here again, because we have not launched it, we are starting in March. It's a value that's given there as projected is low. We could possibly do no. World Water Day, I just spoke about it. Work in progress. We will have eminent speakers coming in for this World Water Day, and it will also be the finale for Hydrothon, the competition round. Sculpture, well, I've said Besant Nagar here, but getting space out of the government is difficult, but we have identified Pondi Bazaar and a couple of other places where we're working with artists to create a monument, an eco-friendly monument made out of possibly waste or recycled material, which will have, again, awareness, again, about creating impact, again, about reminding people that we need to save water. There is some sponsorship. The people who have come forward would like to lend their name to something like this. Hopefully by World Water Day, we'll have one and more as we go along. And finally, celebrity event, again, based on awareness, again, about spreading knowledge, spreading information. Rotaract will be the driving force here, along with Interact, where we try to get 1,000, 1,500 children into this audience, not like a celebrity to attract the youth, but make a presentation about what we can do. Now, if you see the tabulated results, that figure, the second last column is what we have achieved so far in the last few months. That is 35 crores. And in red, the last column is where we projected 114 crores as an ambitious target before June. So this 100 crore target is easily achievable. All it takes is volunteers. It takes a lot of time and effort, no doubt, but we need more people. We need WOW to step in. We need the Citizens Action Forum to come in. We need residential colonies, hotels, hospitals, anybody who has got the bent of, yes, there are problems where they say, oh, why should I do it? My neighbor did it, it's not working, or somebody else is trying out, it really doesn't achieve much of results. But we just got to keep plugging on. We just got to keep going on despite the problems. It's something we've got to look at on a long term of not 1 year, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years, we'll get there.